Hello, everyone. Jorge here with Avalos Cloud Native and Nexus Technologies. Right, this is my second video, and let's give it a review of who we are. Right, so who is Avalos Cloud Native and Nexus Technologies? Again, I'm Jorge. Okay, my last name is Avalo. That's where Avalos come from for the name of this channel and this web page you see here for Facebook. So we are creating a community of entrepreneurs and technologists. Basically, we're gonna get you to start a career with us, and not just to start a career, but also to start your own business, to be your own boss, to be your own leader, and for you to maybe encourage other people to follow you or follow themselves or whatever they want to do. Maybe they don't want to have the responsibility of making videos or doing marketing. All they want to do is just to code or maybe to create networks or maybe to implement new systems. Who knows, right? The truth is that there is room for everybody and everybody can actually come on board. Okay. So we're gonna be touching base right now here with some documentation that I prepared for everybody, and that sounds really Spanish right there. And whoever joins our community, right, for entrepreneurs, which we're gonna be implementing or using or learning cloud with cloud native, right? So there is a lot to learn here for whoever doesn't have any experience at all, but that's okay. We made a book for everyone who is new. Okay, so let's talk about a company that I met a few years ago, and now they have pay programs, right? But we're looking for people, and we're trying to grow the community, and we're gonna make some exceptions for those people who are actually stepping up. So whoever is stepping up will get more support from us, right? If you show us that you come with the mindset of creating, innovating, making things happen, and we see that energy on you, we're gonna help you. Okay. If you want to go in a slow motion, that's okay too. It's okay. You go in slow motion for whatever you want to do. You will also have the opportunity to basically have an interview with me, right? So I could maybe do some kind of discovery, something that you never done before, something that you didn't even know about you. Because I'm good for that for some reason. I just ask you questions. I ask questions. You like this? You like that? What do you think about that? Right? And that will give me some kind of an idea of where you're coming from, what you look like to be good at. Maybe you could be more into the front end, the graphical user interface or GUI, right? GUI, graphical user interface. And we're gonna talk about all those concepts slowly. It's like medicine, right? When you study medicine, there is many areas, right? And there is millions of books. Even when you go to school, like those books are like this. So the same thing is in technology because networking have its own terminology, right? That's networking alone. We're talking about routers, switches, firewalls, load balancers, uh, LAN WAN accelerators, and just are all those are only that could be a box that have all those features right built together, like firewall, load balancer, um, maybe routing and switching a little bit, or there could be different hardware, could be different hardware, or could be different software. Because, like, for example, Cisco is a software company, and they have hardware that hosts their OS or their software, right? But sometimes those different features are isolated in different hardware or different software because you always have the virtual machine version. So you have the hardware. You could buy a firewall that comes in a hardware version, or you could buy a firewall that comes in a software version. And same for load balancers, same for uh, routing and switching, and same for WAN accelerators, and many other devices on the networking side, right? Same for computers. Okay, what is a computer? A computer could be a piece of hardware, right? Like the one that I'm using right now. I'm using a laptop. That's a computer, a laptop, right? But my computer could also be a virtual machine. What it means that virtual machine is installed on in a piece of software, and it's virtual, right? So let's say I got my laptop over here, right? And my laptop I have something called the hypervisor, right? That's a software, right? So there is two different kinds of hypervisor or software, right? That's what is a hypervisor for? It's for you to host other systems, other computers. But hypervisors, there is type 1 and type 2. Those are the ones that I know I use the most, right? The hypervisor type 1 is an OS or software, right, that gets installed straight into the hardware of the computer, or better known as a bare metal, okay? And there is type 2 hypervisor, which is actually installed in a software. So let's say I got my computer over here, I have Windows, and then I use something called, let's say, VirtualBox. That's a hypervisor. Or Hyper-V, that's a hypervisor type 2. VirtualBox type 2. Maybe VMware, what's the version? VMware Workstation, that's type 2. So the tech stack is basically, let's see if we can do something over here. Let's go to the Jamboard over here. Again, we are going to be doing these videos from scratch because a lot of people don't have any experience at all. And what we do here, we're going to teach you to ramp up your career and have vocabulary that sometimes you don't even learn at work. I work with a lot of different professionals before, and sometimes I say hypervisor, and people with experience, sometimes they don't know what it is, and it's surprisingly it happens. So let's say here, I'm gonna say hypervisor type 1, okay? Where is this installed? Bare metal, okay? Bare metal, cool. We go hypervisor that. So this one, it goes straight into the hardware, okay? And then once you install that software, that OS, right? In the bare metal, you can put many virtual machines on top, many virtual machines, or virtual routers, or virtual switches, or virtual firewalls, everything virtual. But the hypervisor type 1 is going to host all these systems, okay? That's good. You got that. Now let's come up with another one. Now we got hypervisor. One second here. Now you got hypervisor type 2, okay? Let's do this type 2. And this one is basically software based. Yeah. So software based. Okay. Like let's say VirtualBox, right? VMware workstation. Then we got what other one? Hyper-V, right? And basically this one goes on top of your Windows machine or on top of your Ubuntu machine. So what is Windows, right? It's an OS, right? It's one brand, right? What is Linux? It's basically an open source OS. That's it. One is open source, the other one is not. You need to have a license, right? Same for the hypervisor. Some of them you require licenses and they're commercial free use, and there is also the pay version, like let's say EXI host, right? But this one, the EXI host, is actually type 1. It's a type 1, okay? Type 1 hypervisor, all right? And then we got also another one called Promos, which is open source. Another one called Sane, open source, and OpenStack for enterprise, right? So now, what happened with my other file here? Oh, I think I deleted. Okay, you got it. Hypervisor type 2. Type 2, which I already say Hyper-V, VMware Workstation, VirtualBox, and all that, right? So we got here, let me expand this over here so you can see it a little bit better. Actually, now, why don't we actually just type something here? We're gonna say VirtualBox. We're gonna say here VMware Workstation or Fusion. There's different version. And then we got also Hyper-V, right? So what it means that we got hypervisor type 1, hypervisor type 2. Hypervisor type 1 goes in the bare metal, straight into the hardware. That's where you install it. Hypervisor type 2, you install it on top of one OS, operating system already installed, right? So two different kinds. To be honest, a lot of people don't know this. At work, like professionals, you say hypervisor, sometimes they don't know. I don't know how that happens, but it happens a lot. So now you got a lot more concepts today already. This is my second video, and we're gonna expand you. We're gonna expand all this knowledge like this for free to you. So we already talked about different operating system like Linux, Windows. Linux versions, there is many distributions out there. You can even make your own if you want to. For Windows, everyone knows Windows. Everyone can use Windows, right? You just need a license, buy it, and that's it. Hypervisors, something new you're familiar with, maybe not, but for anyone new, hypervisors are where you host your systems, your computers, right? Your system could be routers and switches, could be, most likely it's going to be virtual machines, virtual systems, okay, no matter what. So let me just open this document. So as soon as you reach out to us, or you reach out to me, right, then you're going to join our community, and we're going to create a lot of wonderful things together, okay? So I'm going to introduce you to Cloud Underground, okay? So I'm going to show you their website here. So Cloud Underground. So this is the company that I'm talking about. They got a lot of they have an academy, right? So this is paid, and sometimes, right, a lot of people, this is basically for companies, for enterprise, but it's also for people like entrepreneurs and people who's willing to work, people who's willing to learn. Remember that this channel was created for personal development, right? Even for myself, to maybe English is my second language. So this is going to help me to improve my vocabulary, my language, because I'm learning all the time. So I get new vocabulary when it comes to marketing, which is not my field, right? When it comes to practicing my accent, right? And anything, it's just a personal development. And I love teaching. That's something that you cannot take away. I love teaching, and this is the reason I'm here too. Okay. So in here, this company, they provide different services, right? Professional services, enterprise, underground ops. Basically, what they do is a lot more of open source stuff and cloud native technologies, right? Again, we're gonna go there with all these other concepts. The truth is they have a program where they teach you how to create your MVP, right? You can create products from scratch with them, but you need to have skills, right? We're gonna go there slowly, okay? So let's talk about this program. So I'm the one, basically, they sponsor me. They help me a lot, and I'm so thankful for that, to have met them a few years ago. And I'm presenting now on their behalf to help them with their marketing, their tools, because it will also help me and will help them too. Because when we are, let's say, 10 Jorges or 10 NATO senseis, which is the main person who managed the Cloud Underground along with his wife, Laura. So I'm going to introduce you to them at some point. They're going to come on board here to the stage with me, and you will listen to them too as well. Right. So Cloud Underground, NATO and Laura, they are the creators of this Cloud Underground program and company and services, right? They are everything tech. Okay. So what they came out with? They came out with something called the Cloud Underground Nexus, or the Underground Nexus. And you may ask yourself, what is the Cloud Underground Nexus? I'm going to explain that. I'm going to simplify that for you. Okay. So let's give you this example. Right now, the market is booming for many different positions. Let me open that page over here. Okay, so you can have an idea. So I created this document a few days ago for whoever comes on board. A lot of people is looking for system admin. Oh yes, we know that. Who wants to be the system admin? Well, maybe you want to be the system admin. Okay. Maybe you want to be Kubernetes administrator, right? Maybe you want to be clustering servers. You want to be managing containers for redundancy, or maybe clustering applications, right? Will be two. Another position that is booming is site reliability engineer, a Kubernetes developer, platform engineer, DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, right? What other position? Kubernetes and cloud native associate, Linux admin, Kuber astronaut. That's funny. That's a good one. Maybe they're looking for someone who knows infrastructure as a code. Maybe they're looking for someone who knows Docker or DevOps or programming or Amazon Web Services or Azure or Google Cloud, right? Platform. So the truth is that when you're learning, when you're working with us, Nato, he says that the best way to learn cloud is basically learning cloud native technologies. And once you're learning cloud native technologies, all these careers that you see in here is basically what you are going to become without even noticing. You're going to be practicing all these technologies all at once by building your best product or whatever idea you got. So they got this program called the RPG of Life Incubator, or the role play game of Life Incubator. Basically, if you have an idea and you want to make this idea to come to life, they're going to help you. So they built a sandbox, and this sandbox basically have all these technologies that we're mentioning in here, most of them, right? Kubernetes, infrastructure as a code with Terraform, Ansible, and all that. The truth is that this sandbox, it have everything that you need to develop anything you want, or you can customize it, you can resell products, you can launch WordPress sites, your own website. Let's say you want to be hosting websites for people. Hey, you can do this like that. Why? Because they automated for you. Because basically they deleted the need to have an entire IT team to be doing all kinds of different things. Let's say myself, I want to have a team of 10 people developing blockchain technologies and smart contracts, right? An example, or maybe AI. Well, with this sandbox, which is already is so secure and automated that I don't need to be looking for the networking team or the hypervisor team or the DevOps team. This box is ready to go. It's a turnkey solution. And you can come on board here and I can give you access to my machines, right? Using Google Chrome. Google Chrome. You use a browser and you will get access to my containers. And these containers are basically virtual machines running as a container. Could be Windows, it could be Linux. And once you have this Linux machine, which it was easy to get access to, you will have everything that I want you to have for you, because I think that I would put in there what you need to develop what you're trying to develop, right? And when we're saying developing, it doesn't mean coding. It doesn't mean coding. It doesn't need to be like you need to be a Go programming or Golang, or you don't need to be a Python person. You don't need to be any programming language, Java, JavaScript, Solidity, all that. You don't need to be developing. Could be anything. You could be developing the environment for people to do work, and that basically is a platform engineer. So when you're building the infrastructure of where people will do work, or the infrastructure where you will host systems for a learning management system or something like that, or for applications, right? You're a platform engineer, right? So platform engineers, you need to know Kubernetes, you need to know a little bit of everything, but you are not a coding guy or coding person. You don't need to be doing that. So he developed a box that eliminates the entire IT team, the entire security, the entire networking, the entire the person who spin the machines, the system admin, everything else. This is a box that you download, you spin it, you turn it on, and that's it. You customize it your way for whatever you're doing. You don't need to be hiring an Amazon guy and a networking guy. And sometimes these people, sometimes they have maybe one skill or maybe two or three different skills, but sometimes they don't have all of them. Well, this box have all the skills. The only thing that you gotta bring is your idea and whatever you want to do. That's it. That's it. So this video even goes for enterprises. So if you're listening to this video, right, I can help you. I can help you to save thousands of dollars, a lot of money. You don't need to be hiring, you don't need to spend $500,000 hiring the network admin, the database guy, and the platform engineer, and the site reliability engineer, and the public cloud person, and the cyber person, and you name it, right? You don't need to do that. I can help you. Okay. We have Nato from Cloud Underground who mastered this topology or this technology that I haven't seen anywhere else. I haven't seen it. Okay. So this box come already with a security information event management, a security operations center. The software development lifecycle is already taken care because he's basically doing this he's doing testing. The moment you're creating code, right? GitLab is there. GitLab is testing the code. GitLab is testing for security. When it comes to DevSecOps, basically he has something called the Zero Trust Codpick, right? I'm not gonna mention the product right now, but it's open source too. Basically, there is no way for your machine or your there's always a chance for hacking, right? No one escapes these days unless you're using IoT. Unless you're using blockchain and you're using cyber altogether and you're using antivirus and the DLP product, and you stream it, you make it so hard. But the best practices when it comes to the software development life cycle, when it comes to DevSecOps, developing security operations and pushing that code to production, the chances of getting hacked or making a big mistake are so small. Wow. Why? Because you may have 10 people in different places, maybe 10 different countries. These computers don't need to be talking to each other. Plus, the place where they're developing is only one place. Basically, it's kind of confusing because they are in different locations, but at the same time, they are in one specific environment. And these computers are not talking to each other. They don't relate to each other. But in the end, the code goes and gets pushed to the GitLab for testing and then being pushed to production, right? So this is the stuff you're going to be learning with us. So this program is called the RPG Life Incubator. I'm going to check to see how much is that, because I can't remember the price. So where is a factory, Nexus Experience, Nexus, there's a few programs in here. So I believe why don't we check? Let's check all of them, right? So let's check how many programs do they have. So do they have the Nexus Creator, right? It's $137. But this one is the one that give you the Zero Trust Cockpit, virtual machines. It will give you virtual machines. It will show you how you can assign machines to people to do work for you, even for yourself, right? Securely, and do whatever you want in there, right? That's a program. There is another one, is where you basically, this one's almost like $1,800, but you automate stuff and basically you create products and you create sites. You use AI, you use ChatGPT, you do a lot of things in here, right? And this one relates a little bit to this one because the automated boring things are also here. This one has Cloud MVP, most viable products. So yeah, you can create your product over here. You can start a software factory too. I like this one because all of them are relate to each other. But if you can see the image from the one where I'm pointing right now, I'm gonna click in here just for a second. I want to see the image real close. So in this box, right, what you're gonna learn here, how this underground Nexus box or sandbox, it have already VS Code, browser-based, amazing. So you don't have to install VS Code. It comes turnkey solution. It's there. It have a security operation center for you, basically a virtual machine in a browser too. He give you access to that. And then he had Kali Linux. Everyone knows what is Kali Linux. Okay, Kali Linux, people use it for pen testing, for hacking. It's one of the biggest operating systems out there, Linux-based for hacking, right? And guess what? He used Kali Linux to do patching and checking the system security, right? He also has something called the S3 Cyber Life Torpedo, which is basically a bucket. It's basically a software that help you to manage storage and backups and all that. And he has something called the PI hole, which everyone knows the PI hole. It's like DNS checks, and security for DNS. And he managed everything, all these different applications and system and containers running virtual machines, right? Because containers is like a virtual machine, right? It's a computer. That's where the SOC is running, the Kali, the virtual serial code, and all these using an application called Portainer software. So Portainer will manage all the Docker containers for you. And all these applications you see around are basically containers. But the good thing about all this is all automated, everything is secure. You have concepts like Zero Trust Cockpit, you have DNS security, you have patches, you got GitLab for coding and checking the automated testing or unit testing, right? So let me go back here again. And then what else do you got here? The GitLab, if you want to learn, like you want to get hands-on on GitLab, you want to build your own GitLab. So GitLab is basically a repository and much more. It's basically where people complete the nexus. What is the nexus? Remember we talked about it, point A to point B, right? So everyone's developing in different areas, in different part of the code, but in the end, everything is gonna go to the main repository, right? For checking, for security, for joining forces, for combining our isolated work from each other, right? Right. What else do you got here? And they got the Nexus Innovation Experience, which this one is like, this is the box that I'm talking to you about. This is a master box. So instead of spending $500,000 in an entire in an entire team with different skills, and also renting hardware from AWS or Alibaba or Azure or any virtual private servers out there or services, then maybe you're going to spend another $500,000 in hardware, in services from these cloud companies, public clouds or private clouds. So you're spending $1 million, right? Just having the people to do the work, which there is a lot of chances for someone to make a mistake and not automating something for failover, for redundancy, for speed. Maybe it's too slow. Maybe the application is crashing. Maybe something broke and you gotta build it from scratch because you didn't have a backup plan. Well, let me tell you something. With the Nexus Innovation Experience, you got all these. Everything is taken care for you. So let's say I see a lot of people, like a lot of companies looking for platform engineers for blockchain work and smart contracts. Well, let me tell you, this box simplifies all the people that you need. Or you're looking for, it could be anything. So instead of spending $1 million, you're gonna spend close to $24,000, right? And not just that, you're gonna have the support from us. You're gonna have the support from us in case you don't know how to use the box. There is a lot of documentation, there is videos, there is training, and basically, this is the future. So I think that 2024 is the year for creators. It's the year for entrepreneurs. It's the year for people who just want to open the box and see what is inside there. What kind of gift you can get? What kind of gift you may find? A gift that you probably have in yourself and you didn't know. So you're gonna do a discovery. Remember, it's personal development. I'm gonna do interviews with you. I'm gonna allocate some time for some of you slowly and I'm gonna ask you questions. What's your background? Where you coming from? Do you know this? Do you know that? Did you watch my videos? Right? We'll go slowly. Again, I'm not selling any of these. This is part of the marketing for sure too, to help them out because they are my sponsor and they help me a lot with many things. The truth is that it's easier for me to also learn all these technologies. NATO says that when you learn, if you want to learn cloud, the cloud could be, cloud could be this. I'll show you this. Cloud could be this box. It's a Raspberry, it's a cluster Raspberry Pi. There is one in the front and one in the back. Okay, let me one in the front, one in the back. Okay. This little box could be your cloud, right? Instead of being in a server, big server with a lot of CPUs, this is your cloud right here, right? It could be AWS, it could be Alibaba, I don't know. But the truth is that this box, this Nexus innovation experience, which is a product that comes with a lot of stuff, or maybe you want to be doing the which one is this again? Or the underground Nexus. The underground Nexus is basically the box, okay? And when I say the box, I'm not talking about hardware. I'm talking about a software, right? An OS, an entire OS, because there is two different versions. There is the OS version, which you spin it. You can spin it in Amazon, AWS, home, like I have it here. And we call that cloud agnostic. Why? Because it works in any architecture. Any architecture, you can spin it. We don't care if it's ARM or Intel, AMD, right? Most of the time, it's going to work for your environments. That Nexus Underground actually runs here, right? I have it here on my server. I have a server with 24 CPUs and 64 RAM. And for the Underground Nexus OS hosting all the microservices and applications and automation and security and developing environments and everything else that NATO have created. And I allocated 16 RAM and 4 CPUs. Let me tell you, it flies. It flies. Like I can have like at least 10 people working on my system, developing different things. Web-based. They don't need the only thing that they need from home. I don't even need to buy hardware for these people, right? They can buy any computer. I say launch your browser and I give them access to their computer that is specifically allocated for that person to do a specific work for a specific access to some systems or folders in our system for GitLab, the repositories, and everything else. Every machine is being monitored by the Security Operations Center, right? By Kali Linux, by other products that we got. Okay. So with us, this is I'll just give you an introduction about Encel, but I'm the one who is going to be helping, basically hiring and interviewing whoever is watching this video. Why? Because in the future, the idea is that whoever learns properly, whoever engage, whoever wants to be an entrepreneur for real, like a good one, hey, we're gonna become a recruitment agency, a consultancy agency where we had the talent, a talent that we have seen you working. You prove a concept to us. You prove your skills, right? And you know what? You don't need to prove anything to us. We know, but you prove to yourself. Remember, this is personal development, and this is a channel that was created for us to create skills, create companies, create products. You know what? It's easier this way than having a lot of different people out there doing HR, doing recruitment. That's so hard for them. What about if I tell you that as me and you and Cloud Underground, and I'm going to show you my company too, so you can check it out. So Lead Cloud Canada here, right? Lead Cloud Canada, and Cloud Underground. There's another company called Cardosa Services. He's a specialist in AI. He's going to be working with us. And we got another company called Nimpo. They do endpoint security in Canada. And NATO and Cardosa Services, or the underground, Cloud Underground, Cardosa Services, they are in the US. So it's the Canada and the US together, working together. What do we do? AI, blockchain, cybersecurity. What else we do? We build systems, we build applications, we do pretty much everything. We love all the technologies. A lot of us, we have a background as a pen tester, networking, cyber, and a lot of us, our real background came from, they came from national defense over there for the US too, same myself. We are national defense people, used to be, no anymore. We kinda isolated from that field to do our own work and just be entrepreneurs and just build systems and have some kind of freedom and creativity that sometimes you're limited when you work with enterprises unless you negotiate, right? So what's the benefits that you got from working with us? Well, you're an entrepreneur. Did you, by exposing your face and doing maybe your own channel, this is your resume, this is your new cover letter, right? Yeah, when companies are asking you, how can you prove to us that you are a platform engineer or SRE engineer or you are a Kubernetes engineer? Well, you can have my reference. You can have NATO's reference. You can have your own reference with your own videos, your own products, if you have a YouTube channel. Because, like we think or are seeing that YouTube, for example, YouTube says that they will make more money in the next 5 years that the entire history of YouTube. And they say that micro influencers will have a big role play game. I would call it an RPG role play game into marketing, even in small businesses, medium-sized businesses, big businesses. The little guys, people with 10,000 influencers, will be doing the job and they will also do well. So maybe it's a chance for you to become an influencer if that's what you want to do. Myself, I'm here because I like to teach. I like to teach. I like to form new communities. And I believe that working together, everything is possible. I believe that it's easier. It makes the job more fun when you combine different thoughts, different mentality, different ideas, different backgrounds, and then boom, the mesh is good, right? So again, all the products that you saw from Cloud Underground, we may be able to help you and then train you slowly, right? Until you get there. Until you get there, you don't have to pay anything for now because we're trying to grow the community and all that. But we need commitment. We need commitment. Feel free to come and explore. I don't want you to run away without even trying. But you can have the opportunity to talk to me. I've been in IT for over 16 years and in tech for over 20 years. And I started when I was like 17 when I took electronics. But before then, I was already fixing computers and printers and all that. And this is a channel that gives me the opportunity to talk about me, my experience, my personality, have fun, right? So if you're not having fun, hey, I know that sometimes it's not fun because sometimes you work for so many hours trying to fix something. But you know what? If I cannot fix something and I spend so much time and you are the observability person, like you use Grafana, Elasticsearch, and all these, you can help me out. Maybe if you are the platform engineer or the hypervisor person, you can help me out. Maybe if you are the front end person, you can help me out. And you know what? We're going to help each other out. This is how it's going to work. Okay. So as you can see, my company here, if you go to services, we got IT services focusing. We focus on the software development lifecycle, the DevSecOps, blockchain design. When we talk about blockchain, there's different kind of blockchains. Okay, I know this video is going all over the place, but this is exactly what you're getting into. You're gonna learn all kind of stuff. Okay, you're gonna explore yourself and technology and everything is happening out there, and a lot of people are staying behind, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen with them because AI is here. And we cannot deny that, yes, new technology always create new jobs. You cannot deny that, yes. But how many people wants to spend hours in the computers? Even myself. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes it's like, I need a break. I don't want to do it. It's normal. Sometimes you are like, I don't know anything. And then the imposter syndrome attacks you. You feel like you don't know anything, you're not enough, right? And this and that. So, being in this field, IT is not that easy. You have to put the time. But you know what? If you're working out, if you're exercising and you're keeping your life clean and healthy, and you are just like watching out for yourself, right? Because like I said before, no one is coming to save you unless you got, you know, good family members that got good cash or friends and they always get your back. You cannot spend your life just not doing anything. So there's a lot of people like that, and I don't know what the future holds for them unless AI becomes our best friend. But we know that AI will also be used for a lot of bad stuff. I don't know, maybe faking my face, my voice, and you may think that the next video is me, but it wasn't me, right? Someone used create a different channel and they copy me. It could happen, right? The CEO was hacked, his face, his website, everything, and boom, all the money's gone. So we use best practices. We develop blockchains, but these blockchains are different kinds. These decentralized blockchains, which you can fork the codes, most of them, or customize it your way, or you can also work on centralized enterprise blockchains for private companies. So only or there is permissioned and permissionless. So permissioned are basically decentralized. Permissionless are basically the public blockchains that Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. For the smart contracts are basically applications that run on top of the blockchain. What else we do here? We try. I usually try to do workshops locally. There is a website called Eventbrite. I go there and I post. I'm gonna be teaching about blockchain. You can charge $20-$40 for hosting those shows for whatever you want to teach. Education and sharing. That's exactly what I'm doing with you right now here. The community. That's exactly what I'm inviting you to join today. Right? You see this, we have hypervisor specialists. Why? Because now a lot of companies out there, you probably don't know this. A lot of companies out there, who is the main hypervisor out there? A lot of people know and use the most. VMware, right? The EXI host, popular EXI host, and then vCenter to manage all the hosts, right? A lot of people is getting away from those products. Why? Because it gets expensive. It gets really, really expensive. So people start using open source hypervisors that you can learn and even pay for support. For example, OpenStack from Ubuntu, Canonical. I think it's $500 for the year. I don't know how good is the support, but people is actually using it. I got one in here called Promox. I'll show you this one. So Promox is free. It's free. And you know what? It's my first time using it and I love it. It's amazing. I got machines running over here. For example, this machine here, you see, is running right here. And I have an RDP session to that machine. You see, this is a server. This is a server that I built. In here, in this server, which is home, with the hypervisor type 1, using hypervisor called, this hypervisor is called Promox type 1. And I'm hosting 1, 2, 3, 4 different machines. You can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 machines. So hypervisor type 1 Promox is hosting my machine. How much I have spent? I don't know. I bought a server for $400. Now I can have a business. I can host systems in there. I can create applications and sell them. I can have developers doing work for me. Isn't it that amazing and entertaining? For me, it is. It is. It is. So what else are we gonna, I was gonna go with this? Yeah, so we're checking my website here. Now, what other services my company has? We show expertise in cloud native technologies and microservices, right? And look what we have here: resources, talent, hourly rate. So it means that if you become an entrepreneur, you become someone with valuable skills that are in demand, skills that people need right now. Because most people right now is used to, hey, the GUI, the graphical user interface. Who doesn't like that? Click, click, click. What about if I tell you that, you know what, you're lacking up some skills if you're one of those people? Even myself, I've been one of them. I just click, click, and the job is done. So what about if I tell you that microservices and all these tools are not that easy? There is not buttons, but we are making buttons. There is one person in the team that is making buttons for everything that is hardcore, everything that takes a lot, especially let's say if you want to spin containers and all that, or anything you can think of. There's someone making buttons for everything when it comes to microservices and cloud native technologies. Wow, it have been 45 minutes of me talking over here, and so nice. It's Saturday night, August the 3rd. It's what a better time to spend your time learning, improving, um, looking forward to something better, looking forward to have some kind of faith, some kind of vision, some kind of talent, some kind of discoveries that you do between yourself, a team, maybe friends, um, something you can relate to. Who knows? We're here. We're here for you. We're here for enterprises. We're here for everybody. Let me see what other services is he offering over here. His team, underground ops, services delivered by professional consultants. Yes, it's exactly almost the same thing here that we're trying to do, right? This is Laura. She does everything you see in here. She's more of marketing, front end, Shopify, product, all that. And then we got all these technologies: zero trust, control management, protector phrase management, event management, incident management, improvement management, compliance management, zero trust network architecture, security information event management, SOAR, extended detection and response, MDR, security awareness, email security, phishing protection, you name it. This is everything. This is everything that we do here. Why are you gonna take like 10 years, 15 years to build some hardcore skills that are paying 200K right now, 300K? Imagine that we land in a contract that would pay us $1 million for having 10 people, and we finish the job in 6 months, maybe 5 months, and we do it better than everyone else because we have the people. We have the people with us. We know who they are. It's like a community. It's like a family, right? And I trust your work. You show me what you could do. You show me that you probably went and develop something great, or you go certified. Certification means nothing, right? But it also shows like he's committed. He's committed to show that he's another selling point. But there's nothing else like showing your skills to me, to NATO, learning. Show me what you do. Show me how you relate, how you interact with me and with us, like all of us together, right? Because it's not just technical skills. You need to have personal skills to communicate with others and to sell yourself and sell whatever you design, whatever you make. Okay. So let's keep going over here. We are already 48 minutes. I tried to make it 1 hour only. So they got this program, the RPG of Life Incubator. You can learn a lot of this with me. We talk about the Nexus Innovation Experience, where this box basically have like get BIOS, and there's something called the Nexus root. Nexus root is basically a bunch of servers. Like, I'm not talking about hardware. I'm talking about servers, whether they are built on microservices or an official OS, and they cluster these servers together to deliver whatever you need to do. Like I said before, redundancy, automation, security, and everything else is built in these boxes that we build. Okay, the applications that we do. So you learn all these technologies and all these concepts with us, like this, like you in 1 year, your terminology is like, wow, I'm talking to someone who have a lot of experience, someone who actually understand these technologies. When you are in the workplace, you're always limited by the team or by the boss or who knows, right? Maybe because you are the desktop person, you cannot talk to the network person because he's busy and he doesn't want to talk to the desktop guy, right? And there's situations like that. I seen quite a lot in my career. What else? So what is included in Nexus OS, right? Docker engine, GitLab, uh, all this system XDR, everything is pre-configured. You don't need to do anything. DNS security, and there is a bunch of training for this, but this is paid. But like I said before, we're gonna sponsor some people, whoever wants to work, whoever wants to have the idea of maybe not working for someone else, just want to be your own boss, right? Let's go down because in the next video, we're gonna talk about some concepts. So some of the stuff that I did in here, so from Cloud Underground coaching and training, you're gonna have career advancement. You're gonna have increase your chances of being an employee for somebody. You're gonna have guidance from us, right? You're gonna practice your skills with us. You're gonna connect with professionals in the industry. Continuous learning. You're always gonna be in the dojo. I've been in this dojo for like 4 or 5 years. Sometimes I go off. I'm off and on. Now I'm all the way. And just with age, I just learned that I just want to be an entrepreneur sometimes, like forever. I just build on me, and you're gonna build all these different careers that we already spoke about, right? And what else? You're gonna build. You're gonna learn how to do blueprints, documentation. You're gonna grow with us, all of us together. Everything is community driven, right? Especially on Web3. The Web3, everything is community driven. That's that. I'm the one who hosts the blockchain topics and smart contracts. There is someone who hosts the AI, right? And most importantly, you're gonna have endless opportunities. It's how beauty that sounds, right? Innovation, community, AI, blockchain, DevOps, smart contracts, data science, infrastructure, automation, consultancy. Listen, I'm not selling anything right now. I'm not selling. All I want you is to try. NATO always says, dare to try. We see that in movies too. We see that everywhere. I dare you to try. I dare you to come out from that box. Stop working by yourself. I done that. Many of us had done it in IT. It's not fun. It's not healthy. It's fun sometimes, right? Once you're making things happen. But you know what's fun? When you're sharing your work with someone else. When you have common ground with others. And whatever you're building, right? And what else? And then I says training and start here. So it talks about system administrators, what kind of responsibilities you need to have. Then Kubernetes, what do you need to know? You need to know about Docker, AWS, Python, Docker, Azure. The site reliability engineer is a lot of this position is on demand, big time. Many jobs for that. Looks like you need to know about SLAs, right? For servicing and time and all that. You need to know about the continuous integration, continuous deployment, continuous delivery, right? So for production environments, they want you to know about Go too. Do you know any programming language? Maybe we're gonna get into that too. We can assign you a few different machines that are only specifically designed for people to do Go work, programming language, right? Maybe you want to be a Kubernetes developer, right? And then we're gonna give you, so as soon as you join and you reach out to me, I'm gonna give you this in PDF. This PDF, it have 104 pages, 104 pages. And then there is so much in here. I'm gonna go through this slowly with my videos. I gotta try to do one video every day. And we start right at the bottom, straight from the bottom, like right here. What is an OS, right? It says here, it's a software that acts as an intermediary between computer and hardware and users. So that's exactly where you're gonna start. We're gonna talk about Linux, Windows, Mac OS, and then you're gonna build all these concepts. We're gonna go from security to blockchain to AI. Everything is here. APIs. What are APIs? What is Wasu, right? This is all open source stuff. Of course, all of them, they have like paid versions too. What is OpenCity? Have you heard about this? Well, that's zero trust networking for applications, right? Wow, that's interesting. Zero trust. What is zero trust? You're gonna learn that concept in here too. What else do we go here? Let me see. Mm, let me go a little bit farther. AI. See, AI here is here. What are the most important large language models? Hey, GPT-4 by OpenAI. Who doesn't know ChatGPT? BERT by Google. T5 by Google. Roberta by Facebook AI. What else? And again, there is no coding in here in this document. There is no coding. There is no special settings. Everything you're doing here is to learn the basis for you to be aware. We are creating aware. We're making you conscious of what is out there and everything you need to think of. Because in reality, the more you know, the better it is. But also, the more you know, the more troubles you get into. Because you want to try many different things. And you also you want to know everything. And it's impossible sometimes. But you know what? Collaboration makes things easier, right? Someone who knows my background, maybe that person can explain me in a way where take this, do this, and that, and then hey, ramp up my career, help me out. Thank you so much for helping me out to ramp up my career in this area that I didn't know, right? Guidance, right? You talk about blockchain. What is a blockchain? It's a decentralized distributed ledger technology that records transactions across many computers. Wow. Did you know that? Well, it is in here. We're gonna tell you, you're gonna be playing with not just cutting edge technology. You're gonna be dealing with bleeding edge technology. The two different concepts. Bleeding is the latest of the latest. What's the latest of the latest right now? AI, blockchain. That's the latest. Even though blockchain have been there since 2013 for enterprise, right? And no, Bitcoin was way before that, before 2013, right? A lot of people don't even know about blockchain. They just know Bitcoin. Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. We don't deal too much with cryptocurrency, to be honest. We teach the technology behind this. So we're close to the 1 hour here. I'm gonna leave you thinking, so you can maybe reach out to. There is a form. There's a link, and it will take you to my main website, LeakCloud.ca, for you to fill out a form, and then I'll reach out from there. I don't think I'm gonna have a website for this community. In the end, I'll host everything from my main business, and we have a Discord server of the DevSecOps, and we go from there. We're gonna talk about networking, load balancers, web servers, everything you can think of. This document, you read it, no coding, so you shouldn't spend 1 month reading this, right? There's a lot of emojis in here and easy stuff to read in a friendly way and in a presentable way that is easy. What is Rust language? How can you, what's better, what's faster? It tells you all those little things in here. So a lot of people just focus on one thing. It's time to learn a little bit of everything, especially what is on demand. And you know who is on demand? We are on demand. So come on board, reach out, and let's work together. Peace. Thank you very much.